Hey there. Today I'm going to be talking about bending your dashes. What is bending a dash, how we do it with some examples. Going into this, I expect you to know what dashing is, how to perform a dash. Doesn't have to be the best dash, you don't have to be an expert, but you should know what a good B press looks like, what a good dash looks like, even if you're maybe not 100% consistent with it yet. Bending your dashes doesn't add a lot of complexity. The biggest thing will be getting down those fundamentals of what a dash is, and then bending is just something we do on top of it to allow a little bit more control of Samus while we're in the air. Bending is exactly what it sounds like. We're bending the trajectory of Samus during the dash, and we're just going to do that by holding up or down or some direction on the left stick. And that's going to occur after our dash. A key thing that we're going to want to avoid, which is a lot of beginners' problems, is that when they try to bend a dash, after going to the right or left for initiating the dash, they'll kind of roll the stick down and they'll end up turning. And that's bad because, as we know, going sideways is fast in this game. So we don't want to be we don't want to be turning. So the way I'm going to demonstrate this is a few different levels. The first one here is Twinfire's Tunnel, which is a very common one to learn right off the bat. This is a great one for learning to skip Spider Ball. And the trick starts off with just an easy standable there. You can see on the left-hand side I've got Prime Watch open, and the green spaces are standable areas. This one's pretty generous, and now you can see our little Samus actor there. Oh, in the lava. Slipped off. And we're going to be aiming to get over there, towards the other door. Now, I'm just going to demonstrate what a regular dash would look like. You can see we clip into the wall there. We are not making it. We just end up in the lava. That is not what we want. What we want to do is, as you see, we're hitting that front wall. So we're going to hold backwards after the dash. And that's going to get us our movement to bend. We're going to bend ourselves backwards in order to avoid that wall. And even there, that was a pretty bad dash, but you can see we got it. That one was better. We made it even farther. And to slow it down, what I'm doing, the way I learned how to bend my dash is because I'm not fast with inputs. What I learned was I actually learned how to scan off of fully scanned objects, which a lot of people are afraid of, but I think is a really useful skill because we'll get to Magma Pool later, but it's like people will think, oh, I've fully scanned off this. Now I'm locked. I can't recover from this. So the way I learned it was fully scan, and you can actually learn how to do a dash. We're gonna pretty much put in the left B and L inputs almost all at the same time. That was actually a really bad example, pardon me. See, we got it there. And I can feel, this is where that beginner part comes in, that we got a good dash. And you can see that teal line there is my trajectory. We are heading straight into that wall. So what's going to happen, how I learned to do this, is literally just hold L. We've got the dash, that's fine. You can hold L for the rest of eternity and we'll still have gotten the dash. And now you can use all this time to move the stick into the down position and let go. And there you go. So again, even if you fully scan it, we got it. That felt like an alright dash to me, not the greatest, but we're gonna put in our down input and we fly right there. So again, don't need to. Eventually, you won't want to be scanning everything fully to do your inputs, but it shows you that that's essentially what we're doing, is we're getting a dash and then adjusting our stick position to bend Samus around, collision or various other things. So we got our dash, We bend slightly backwards, because again, if we don't dash, even with our fully scanned, we get launched into the wall. We are not making it. Perfect. So that is example number 1. So the next place we're going to take a look at is Root Cave. Root Cave is usually one that random players will probably learn before Twin Fires, but this one requires a much better dash, I'd say. So I liked the Twin Fires example first to start us off. This will require you to, have a good B press and a good timing with the second jump to get the height required. So start off by showing what we're bending around, and that is this stick right here. This stick is in our way, believe it or not, because when we do a straight dash, as we'll see coming up here, we are going right towards the stick. Right into it. So how do we avoid this? We're going to bend forwards by, after completing the dash, move into stick up, and just for a little bit, and that will get us our necessary bend to avoid the stick. Just like that. There we go again. And one more time. Just kidding. Bad dash. There we go. So you can see this stick is the reason we are bending. Next up on our list is Magma Pool, an advanced dash, which I think I've found a pretty consistent way to teach people, which I'm going to use here, and the reason why I'm actually making this whole bending showcase. Start off by just our positioning. We're going to go to the left of this little clip right here. Turn, fire a missile or whatever you need to at our box. And like I said before, people worry a lot about not being able to scan off of fully scanned items. This is a perfect chance to actually showcase what bending can do from our top-down view in Prime Watch on the left there. It's a very good example, and I find it's just a very easy setup with a fully scanned item. Now again, this requires a good dash. Either way, we're going to need good B presses and good timing to get the necessary length this time instead of height for Root Cave. But what we're going to do, we've got our fully scanned pickup. We get a good dash, which I don't think it is a good dash. Actually, we're going to show you what happens when we don't bend. Already the teal line, you can see, is going directly towards the tree. It is nowhere close to the correct vector to make it all the way across the pool. If we just continue with a straight dash, no way in heck are we making it. So again, once more, got a good dash, but yeah, we're making it like halfway. So what do? We're gonna bend backwards. So we're gonna get our good dash, and while we're just locking on, we're gonna go into a full down on the stick, and we're gonna hold it the entire length of the dash. One more time. One second, that was a bad one. There we go. So holding down, we make it. And this time, make sure to look at what's happening in Prime Watch. You can see our velocity is that teal line heading directly to the side of us, but as we're holding down, we're actually curving it back. You can see our trajectory changes quite significantly over the course of the dash. But again, you don't need to do this off of a fully scanned object. It just requires you to put that bend in much sooner and without the the little bit of lineup that you're allowed with a fully scanned object. So for me, this is again how I learned and how I've been teaching people Magma Pool Dash, because it doesn't require those fast inputs and allows you to really feel like what you're trying to be doing. Okay, our last example here is going to be actually MQA, a very useful one for folks to learn so they can skip this dang spider track. So first off, gonna just point out where we're going, and it's going to be right about here. As soon as we can feel ourselves rising up, that's when we know we're good. Because the thing is, we don't want to get stuck in this corner, because obviously this is a terrible angle. You will get blocked. So just a little bit up. That's how we know we're far enough back. Any farther and you're going to be causing yourself problems. Where's your scan point? Jump forwards, and you should be able to grab it on this mushroom just past the little spider bridge. So you can see where we rise up a little bit. That's how we know we're in the right spot. And I'm going to show you what an unbent dash looks like. Got far, but just not in the right direction. You can see we're getting close to that spider track, but we are not making it where we want to go. So instead, we're going to do our dash and hold it down to bend it towards the platform with the door. You can hold down, it's not necessary, few inputs will bend it enough. But you can see from this angle, it's very clear how this is bent. This is what we mean by bending. And at this point, you should be able to skip this dang spider track, and you should be able to bend your dashes. There's plenty of other applicable areas, but these are some good ones to practice on so you understand the concepts, and also some good ones to learn for like rando practice or your any percent or whatever you're planning on doing. Getting good, you know? So with that, we will end it here, and hopefully you've learned a thing or two. Otherwise, see you next mission. Cheers.